Hello everybody, GL1 here, and welcome to my online toy museum. Today I'm going to talk about odd Transformers, and I'm going to start with this guy, Heinrad from Transformers Beast Wars Neo, and it only lasted one season, and I never saw it. But this toy is a knockoff of a character Heinrad that made it into Big Lots years ago. The show was made in 1998, so I've had this for a long time. I really don't know at this point. But obviously, it transforms and it turns into a robot. And he comes with a couple of accessories. This is some kind of gun, and then this comes apart. And you can carry this, I don't know, just a storage bag, and then I don't know, incense or something, or maybe drinks out of that. But anyway, you can carry those. And I'm going to transform these to their other forms later in the show. I'm going to pause and then transform everything. But this is not the original stomach that he had, so that's how you know it's a knockoff. Plus the hands are blue and not brown. And it's a lighter, cheaper plastic than what you're used to with a real Transformer, but not bad, better than a lot of other knockoff plastics. All right, so here's another couple that I got at a zoo, and this is, obviously, it's a polar bear Transformer, and it swivels. Couldn't find, well, actually, you can find these on Amazon for like $50 a piece. They are not worth $50 a piece, like maybe $4 or $5. They don't have knees that work, okay, although the animal form does. And it's the same knockoff plastic, all right, and the head doesn't really turn, but I'll transform that into a polar bear. It makes a pretty good polar bear, actually. They fall down kind of easily, especially this one. So this is a clouded leopard, and also you get the mouth that opens, which is cool. No knees, get a little bit of foot motion there. And the head slides down and it just rests here. It doesn't peg into anything, so it falls over easily. And I don't know, it's kind of an Optimus Prime looking head. His head turns a little bit, so that's at least something. All right, so yeah, you could probably get those at a zoo for like 3 for $15 or something, or spend a ridiculous amount on Amazon. All right. Now, this here is, who knows? Couldn't find it anywhere. It turns into a motorcycle. And so the front windshield of the motorcycle is the head. And had a kickstand that turns into a weapon. And it looks like I've misplaced where that kickstand is. It's possible I didn't know what it was and put it somewhere. But this one over here, I have all the parts. This is another one of the same group here. And I tried to find out what it is. Could not. But you see there's the kickstand. And it has like a red laser coming out. And he's always holding onto his wheel. That does not come off. But pretty good articulation. You have a little bit of ankle spin and knees. And you have ball joint hips, ball joint shoulders, elbow. And even the wrists are ball joints, so they turn, and he dropped his little gun. There you go. And this one looks a little bit more like a head, right? I guess, maybe those are the eyes. I don't know. But anyway, that's that guy. And this is really a fine-looking motorcycle toy, and it's actually a Transformer. And it's metal. It's got metal on it. Now, these guys look like they have metal on them, but they're all plastic. It's just a good plastic. But this is all metal, this front here. This is plastic. This might be metal. Yeah, I think it is. But just a really great look. You even have mirrors on there, and you can see the speedometer and some other indicator in there. So just really great. The kickstand goes up and down. So great motorcycle. I'm going to transform that for you. And these are other Transformers could not find of some sort of transforming toy. Could not find what they really go to. but this is a saber-toothed tiger, and they turn into trains. See that? So you can tell that's going to turn into a train, and they turn into a robot too. So it's a triple changer. Don't know what it goes to though. Slightly better plastic than a knockoff plastic. Some plastic's part of it. This feels cheap. This is a little more solid. And then I have one that's a bird, and that swivels up, and then you can go like that. And it came when I found these is missing the wing. Very unfortunate, but I think it doesn't matter when it's in the other modes. But we're gonna check that out for sure. And oh, it might be missing his head. Let's. Nope, I see it. Okay, been a long time since I've played with those. And then this one here, obviously you can see the train on the back, and it's some kind of dinosaur. All right, maybe a dragon. And even has, they have a little bit of leg motion, and you see, look, even wheels for when it's in train mode. So we'll transform that guy too. And then this I showed you in a recent episode where I was doing monster trucks, and I really didn't do it justice. The more I played with this, the more I'm like, what a really, really cool transformer. So this is Wheelie, Autobot Wheelie, who started as a Decepticon, and he decided to change to an Autobot. You see that? You can change that. He's like, oh no, I want to be an Autobot. Now, he made the choice in the second movie, Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen. And, he can make expressions with his eyes. The fingers move individually. And what I neglected to notice in the last show is that he can stand by moving these out. Now, when I was watching the movie, I noticed they didn't have these, so he just balanced on his wheels, chunky little tires. But this is such a great transformer. And it's pretty tall, too, so there, you'll just stand up like that. So, all right, I'm going to transform these to their other forms and be right back. All right, so I've transformed everything back. So here is Wheelie, all right, back in monster truck, radio-controlled monster truck form. It's really an amazing transformer. I think it's one of the most amazing transformers in how compact it gets. I mean, you even can put the lift gate, kind of moves, downward. But just the way that the arms, the hands and everything fold into the suspension, looking like a little bit like monster truck suspension parts, and you have a spring there. Just, really great and functional as a monster truck toy. So anyway, I'm really impressed with that. All right, so here's your snow leopard, and really does make a nice transformation to a leopard, right? I mean, it's, quite well sealed, and the seams and everything fit together well. It doesn't have a whole lot of articulation and comes apart a bit too easily. The legs move a little too easily. I might be able to tighten them up. It does use Phillips head screws, so sometimes I had to tighten up some of the other joints. So you can do that. Here's the polar bear. It falls over is the problem. The legs swing so much that it's hard to get to stand. So here's the polar bear. Doesn't have as much articulation in the limbs, so it just kind of becomes a solid piece. A little bit of motion, so you can do that, and you still get the mouth opening and closing. So, all right. So here's Heinrad, and this looks really great actually, and transforms rather easily. The head turns. You can't get him to hold the weapon. So the vase attaches onto the front of this, and he can't really hold it, so it just kind of has to sling over his shoulder. But all right, so just like that. Okay. But it transforms pretty well. Getting the feet back out, the feet fold up behind here. I had to use a screwdriver to pull them back out. They really get up in there tight. So that might be something to consider, when if you're ever playing with one of these. All right, so the motorcycles. So here's how they transform. All right, so kind of a mean looking little machine. So you can see the hands hold onto the front wheel, and then the back, wheels kind of suspended. It's not a real strong transformation as far as it's going to kind of move around pretty easily. And I guess the kickstand piece or engine piece or whatever it is, exhaust. Anyway, that's, I think maybe it goes this way. I don't know. But that fits up underneath here. Yeah, anyway, like that. And then this snaps in around the front wheel. So, and at least it's easy to position and have it stay up. And the green one, the same thing. They're good looking motorcycles. So we saw what that metal motorcycle looked like in motorcycle form. Here's what it looks like in robot form. A little bit of an odd looking transformation. It'd be cool if this front wheel would somehow, if it would pop up higher and then you could fold it up underneath better, and then you could see the face better instead of him looking through glass. But I guess that's his shield. And it actually is really well made. Very good plastic. Looks like he has some kind of, I don't know, maybe lasers on his forearms like Optimus Prime. But everything articulates. It's metal. The wheels come apart here. You can't expand them too far or you might crack. You see that joint in there. But anyway, it does stand up, back here. And kind of a neat looking transformer of some sort. And then, all right, we have these three fellas over here. So the Sabretooth turns into, this robot, and you can see it transforms into a train. So I'm going to have to transform that again for you, right? And here is a hawk. And you see, once it's in robot form, the missing wing doesn't really matter. And then here is the dinosaur or dragon. Okay, now there's something else about these, and I feel like I might not have the piece, but I'm going to try. I am going to transform them into trains, but also I believe in some way these three combine together to form one big robot, or there's a piece missing or something. But the reason I think that is this, see, there's another arm here. So this has obviously become some kind of shoulder piece. So I'm going to try to do what I can with this. I know I tried this a long time ago and I was unsuccessful, but as I get older, I get a little smarter and I come up with understanding things a little bit better when I'm playing with these transformers. So I'm going to pause it, turn these into trains, and then I will pause it again and see if I can combine them all together, if that's what they're supposed to do. Can't find these anywhere online in order to see what they're supposed to form, so I'll just have to try my best. All right, so I've got these in train form. So if you like trains, here you go. They're kind of like speedy trains. Right, all right. And the only thing I would say that's interesting is you have to spin this piece around with the robot head and first and then put this down. Otherwise you can't close this all the way to get the wheels in the right orientation. And you see it has little wheels underneath and wheels here. And I'm a little optimistic about my chances of figuring out how this goes together, because this is the only one that has these little divots sticking out there, and maybe that has something to do with turning it into one big giant robot. We'll find out. So, all right, so here's the other, right? All right, the white train. And they're supposed to connect together. You see, it doesn't stay together because the plastic broke. So whoever had this before, the plastic snapped there. This one, it did not snap, and you can see it connects there and holds it together nicely. And this one, I believe, because it's missing the wing, I think the other wing probably, this piece in there, held that together, but it seems to stay together all right. And the head falls off easily. All right, so I'm going to pause this again and see if I can make one big robot out of it. Wish me luck. Well, as far as I can get is this. So these fold back. These fit on nicely on here. But I feel like I might be missing something that transitions this to these two being legs. I think that's probably something like that happens. But if I ever figure it out, I will definitely put it on a show. So I think he looks something, it probably goes together in some way like that. But anyhow, so this is all these odd transforming toys, right? So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you soon. Talk to you later and take care.